Hey everybody, welcome to another edition here at Omnibros Live, the manga edition, if you will. Twice a month, we like to hijack regular old Omnibros and talk all things manga, anime, all that fun stuff. Welcome everybody. I'm joined by wonderful people, and I just realized that I don't have the names visible. Let me fix that right. There we go.
Now everyone knows who we are.
I am joined by fantastic people that will let themselves introduce to the crowd and all you wonderful people watching later on the recording. But yeah, excited. Tonight we're talking Shonen Jump manga protagonists. We're going to rank them. I actually wanted to do this back when we did the Muta Berserk tribute show. But obviously that was a little bit more important at the time. So now we're doing this, and also two separate news that I want to talk about just to get impressions from us and the chat and everybody. But whatever. I am joined here with the Omnibus collector himself. Riley, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well, doing great, doing good, just chilling, enjoying my evening. I was reading a couple chapters of Spy Family before this.
Ooh.
So it's a good day. It's a good day.
Nice. And below, the legendary Mango himself. Adonis, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How are you, YuGiOh?
Doing all right. It's been a weird and wacky day, but that's sort of the norm these days. Just excited to be here to talk about manga and all that weeb stuff that we like.
Oh, I woke up just for this. I was sleeping before I got on.
Ooh.
So now I'm excited and I'm energized. Let's go.
Oh, look at that. Koa, Omnibus Collector, recently saw the TikTok, and I decided to join the stream. What's up?
Yeah, Riley's TikTok's pretty freaking crazy, dude. You got a massive following there.
It goes pretty quick on there. It's definitely a lot. People follow a lot more readily on TikTok than on like YouTube and stuff. So it can be fun, and it's more social in manners, because you'll see like most of my videos are me responding to other people.
Yeah,
half your videos are people trying to catch you slipping, and you're like, "Psych."
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they ask me, like, do you have this? I'm like, no, but I'm not gonna make a video to be like, no, I don't have that, because that's boring. But unless it's something like right now, I don't have Gantz in my collection because I had sold it, because I'm basically placing my bets that hardcovers are going to come. And so if people ask me about Gantz, and I'll be like, I don't have Gantz right now, but I do have Inuyashiki. So you should definitely check that out. It's by the same creator.
You don't have the Omnibus editions?
No, I did, but then I had 1 through 5, I think, and then there was that massive break before 6. And I thought that they were canceling that line, so I needed cash at the time, so I was like, you know what, screw this, and I just sold the Omnis. But those are readily available as far as I'm aware at the moment, so I shouldn't have trouble getting them back if I need to. The famous last week, though.
Nice. We got some people coming in from TikTok. Dreadpool23 says he came from TikTok as well. Chris
Here to be disappointed in all of my opinions.
Chris, came from TikTok as well. Jesse, my boy YuGiOh, thank you, Jesse. You're awesome. Cleveland Brown, whoa, you guys got the TikTok star on the stream with you. That's impressive.
Riley, do a dance.
I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna do a full reveal just yet, but I am on TikTok. I'm not gonna say what's my handle or none of that stuff. If you're interested, you're gonna have to search. It's not that hard. If you know how to search, I think you'll find me. But
you're just giving me homework.
I'm in there.
The easiest way to find YuGiOh is knowing, is looking through who I follow, because most of who I follow are like my friends and stuff.
Yeah,
I was just gonna type in elf girls, and I know YuGiOh would have been like number one.
Yeah, don't tell anybody. That's one of my weeb kinks. Love me some elf girls. Anyways,
elf girls and slimes.
Elf girls and slimes. Hell yeah, that's a party. So before we get on to the ranking, I wanted to talk to you guys about, because news broke that digital Kita Kita Media Inc. announced that they're doing a new digital manga service called Azuki I think that's how you pronounce it, that will launch on June 28th on iOS, Android, and web browsers in English worldwide. The service will offer simul-published manga chapters shortly after they launch in Japan, in addition to a library of other titles. Azuki's first partnership is with Kodansha USA, and the service is offering titles from the publisher's catalog. Free users will be able to access select chapters with advertisements. There will also be a subscription available to customers for $4.99 that would allow subscribers to read manga without ads. And the full list of titles, it's a long one, but I'm just going to read off a couple of the books that they are going to be offering from Kodansha. They have Air Gear, Alive, Are You Lost, Attack on Titan, Basilisk, Battle Angel Alita, Blame, Boarding School Juliet, Cardcaptor Sakura, Cells at Work, Clockwork Planet. Let's see what else they have here. Devil's Line, Domestic Girlfriend, Drifting Dragons, Eden Zero, which I'm interested, Fairy Tale, Flowers of Evil, Flying Witch. Let's see, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, Hozuki's Cool-Headedness, which is an amazing series. I highly recommend that. I'm Standing on a Million Lives, Inspector, Inuyashiki, Kakushigoto. There's a lot here, man. Love Hina, Marduk Scramble, My Sweet Girl, Mysterious Girlfriend X, Negima, Peach Girl, Parasites, Rave Master, Pumpkin Scissors, Princess Jellyfish, School Rumble. Let's see what else. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Ghost in the Shell Human Algorithm, Quintessential Quintuplets, To the Abandoned Sacred Beast, To Your Eternity, Tokyo Revengers, Tokyo Tada. How do you say this? Tararareba Girls, or however you pronounce it. Yeah. Wave, Listen to Me, Your Lie in April, etc., etc. I only briefly mentioned some. There's a lot. What do you guys think of that?
That's a solid lineup, and I'm gonna sign up day one, dude. Day one, I'll be there.
I'll see. Like, it's gonna, for me, it'll depend on, because the reason that I sign up for the weekly Shonen Jump or the Shonen Jump app is because I like to follow all the new titles and stuff. Yeah. And I signed up because I wasn't caught up on everything, but then it allowed me to get caught up for like $3 or whatever, $2 a month. Mm-hmm. So if there's a lot of like titles that are still ongoing and I have the opportunity to jump in and start reading these ones that I don't have physically in my library, then definitely I will have to check that out.
Yeah. Here's the article from Anime News Network. Here's the freaking list. Look at this. It's a lot. and that's just Kodansha.
Yeah. I mean, Kodansha has a hell of a lot of stuff.
Yep.
I'll be there day one reading Flowers of Evil because I regret selling that.
I want them to stop doing this and give me physical editions of Tokyo Revengers, please.
You know what? I was just earlier, like, Tokyo Revengers is huge right now, obviously, and a ton of people are wanting that. But I was just earlier thinking about how, as much as I love like the rise of digital manga and stuff, and how easy it is to get these things, I don't think that the lack of digital manga would mean that there would be more physical editions out there. But what it does mean that there are these digital services, there are more series that I'm like, y'all have this license, please put physical releases out. That it just puts that in my mind, like makes me wish that there were more physical releases of different things that, because like for instance, Kodansha has all of the spin-offs, or nearly all of the spin-offs of Shaman King. They have them digitally, but they don't have them out or announced to come out physically. Tokyo Revengers is another one.
Some of it might also have to do with how the rights are worded in their contract and stuff. Like they might have the rights to have this XYZ titles digitally, but not physically.
Yeah.
If whoever owns the, I don't see why. But if they think that it's like not profitable.
Yeah.
I don't understand half the stuff that goes on in the publishing industry. It's not my job.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm just gonna say, I am trying to get a little bit more info right now on some of that stuff. because I know, we all know a couple things here and there, and you pick things up and you extrapolate based on things, especially if you've been around for a while in the hobby.
Mhm.
But I reached out yesterday. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I got a reply today from my contact over at Viz, and I asked him about some stuff regarding certain release schedules and certain things like that. And this is information that would go really well with a certain video that I'm working on for my channel that has to do with a certain video that I released more recently. And I got a bunch of things from Japan. So I'll just put that out there. Anyone who knows my channel should know what I'm talking about. I'm just being coy about it. But I haven't been given a real answer for that yet, but they're like, let me, get back with me if I don't talk to you again in a week, and I'll get you some answers about some stuff. So I'm wanting to get a little bit more insight on how these things work. How do you guys decide what to put just digitally? How are you deciding the frequency of which certain series are released, especially those that, the English release is massively behind the Japanese release?
Yeah.
Maybe about a multi-part generational series that is extremely popular and that I love dearly.
I wonder what it could be.
Naruto.
Yeah.
The quintessential quintuplets.
Yes.
Boba. Wait, no, that's not generational.
That's not, yeah. Well, let's welcome the real side of the show today.
Does Chewy have an opinion on the? No.
Chewy crapped on my carpet yesterday because I've got we have a contractor working on our bathroom right now, and I have to keep him up here, and he's very rude. Like, he hates everyone and barks at everything. And so I was sitting in my office in the room behind me, and I was working, and all of a sudden I hear like him scratching against the carpet. I'm like, what are you doing? And then I smell like fart, and I look, I'm like, oh my God. He was like, like he was doing, they'll dig the grass or like kick the grass or whatever. And I look, I'm like, God, luckily it was solid as hell. So there was nothing left over, but still, dude. So I'm upset with this dog right now. I just have to keep him in here with me because our contractor's still working and my wife's not home right now.
Well, get him on the stream too. Get the contractor on stream. Ask him.
Ask him about JoJo.
What do you think about these series?
The what now? Yeah. Also, here's another bit of news that got me really excited. It's a little bittersweet, and I'll tell you why in a second. I'm going to share my Twitter for a second here. This was posted from Viz, and as you can see, announcement time. Record of Ragnarok manga is coming to digital fall 2021 and to print spring 2022. The gods have assembled, and the verdict for humanity is destruction. The anime just dropped on Netflix, and unfortunately, it's not that good. The animation, I think they pulled another Way of the House Husband and did more like a cheap motion comic style when it comes to certain scenes. So a lot of people were upset. I heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true or not, that with Way of the House Husband, I think the mangaka had some say that they wanted that style. They didn't want a full-blown anime, so JC Staff drew it like a motion comic on purpose. So I don't know, because I think I told you, Adonis, Eden, or did I say that yesterday? I don't know. I'm confused. It's a haze. Eden Zero is being animated by JC Staff, and that looks freaking gorgeous. And they're the same company that did Way of the House Husband, which looks pretty bad. So I since day one, I'm like, yeah, this is on purpose.
Well, what else? I mean, a lot of the things that they've done have really great production values. Like Konosuba always looks good.
Yep. God of Ragnarok anime is really shit. Literally a PowerPoint slideshow. I saw some clips on Twitter, and it's a shame because the manga is so freaking badass looking. I guess I'll get the manga instead. I'll wait for next year.
Yeah, that's disappointing. Oh my God, they even did Food Wars. They did Danmaki.
They've done a lot of cool
stuff. Lots of really good things. So that's disappointing. I haven't looked into Way of the House Husband. I haven't watched it yet, but
the acting is phenomenal. The voice actors are fantastic on that. The Japanese actors, but everything else, it's like a motion comic. Also,
go play Yakuza instead.
My brother-in-law, my wife's sister's husband, was over here helping us install the TV in this room. and he just randomly was like, "Have you seen this new anime, The Way of the House Husband?" And like, I was like, "Well, I haven't watched the anime, but I do read the manga and I love it. It's hilarious." And he goes, "Dude, it's so fun!" Like, it didn't make a difference to him. Both of them, they thought it was the funniest shit ever. And I was like, "Cool." So if it's getting people who are not like weebs like us into that stuff a little bit more, whatever, man, I'm down.
I was gonna say you guys would appreciate it. Ragnarok has the opening theme sung by Maximum the Hormone, which is badass. I haven't heard of these guys in ages, so hearing them again was a pleasant surprise. They killed it on the opening theme song. Yeah, so there's that. And
we should argue about protagonists.
And we're going to get on to the protagonist, Shenanigans. James, Rurouni Kenshin, the final film, part 1, comes out tomorrow on Netflix. Sometimes Netflix gives something bad, then something good. Yep, I've never seen those movies, but cool. I mean, I was a big fan of Kenshin anime-wise, but I haven't seen any of the live-action stuff.
I've heard the films are pretty good for anime adaptations, or for manga adaptations. I can't let you out, dude. You have to stay in here. Come up here. Stay right there. Jeez, man.
All right. So, here we are. We're ranking. Wait.
If it's possible.
Oh, there we go. You want it bigger?
It's just a little closer so I don't have to lean in.
Like that?
Yeah, and then you can just scroll down to give us the people.
All right. So we're doing... I didn't make this list before people start complaining, because I know people like to complain when it comes to lists. As you can see, S tier, A, B, C, D, F, not available. I think this was up to 2020, so there's no lead protagonist from 2021. I don't know why we would care about that, but nonetheless, I think it's a pretty healthy selection of characters that we can talk about. So, yeah. I'm going to pick them at random, or I guess I could go in order, whatever. Let's start with Arale from Dr. Slump.
I'll be honest, I don't know anything about Dr. Slump, so I'll let you guys weigh in on that one.
I mean, she's cameoed in Dragon Ball in the past, but, you know, it's not the same as Dr. Slump.
Yeah.
Have you read the series, Gio?
I've watched episodes of the anime, but I've never read Dr. Slump.
For people unaware, Dr. Slump is Akira Toriyama's gag manga series that preceded Dragon Ball, and it followed the robot as she... My phone is freaking out. I think Siri's listening to me now. I did not ask you. She's a robot, and her creator, made her and stuff. It's just a gag manga, silly things that happen with her as a robot. She picks up poop with a stick. That's a pretty recurring gag, and I love poop jokes.
That's a pretty powerful
series. This series really spoke to me, and the poop has a little smile on it. Like, she picks it up with the stick, and it has a smile, and it's like the precursor to our poop emoji, basically.
Got it.
But as far as protagonists go, like, I don't know. She's as interesting as a gag manga protagonist can be. She's also extremely strong, because she is a robot. And other than her, other notable things, you have what was it, Superman in the series, like a parody of Superman.
Yeah,
I think he eats, what is it? He eats the like pickled plums, and it turns him into a superhero. I'd place her just somewhere in the middle at like a C. I think she's not the most interesting. She's just an innocent kind of fish out of water robot girl in a strange world.
And super influential for other manga up in the 80s and 70s or whatever.
I think that Me and Roboco is very highly influenced by Dr. Slump, as well as
I could see that,
as well as Doraemon.
C. Yeah, she's a C. Next up is this classic bad boy, Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho.
I think that A and above. I hesitate to put him in S, but he's at the very least.
I would say an A. Yusuke, but y'all know, you guys know my bias for the pompadours.
Bad boys and pompadours. I got you.
Bad boys and pompadours. Yeah, I love Yusuke though. He's such a good character. He's like every character in that series is great, but like Yusuke is a great protagonist. I think that he embodies a lot of what's good about a good shonen protagonist.
Yep.
And he's one of the development as well.
And he's one of the few shonen protagonists that doesn't start off as like idealistic, kind of loud, annoying boy. Mm-hmm. He very much like he's a bit of a pessimist. He stands out. He's a good dude though.
Yeah, he's a good
dude. I really like that because like you do get a lot of shonen protagonists, especially in the past couple generations of series. Usually they are around that preteen age or early teenage, and Yusuke was like 15 when the series had started, so he's already kind of getting into that more mature level and stuff. He's not the whiny prepubescent kid. His balls have already dropped in his voice as well. Basically,
he's not.
What I really love about the series, like one of the aspects I love about the series and that I love about Yusuke and every character in there is like the training that they go through to develop their powers and stuff. It seems like more believable than some series where like you're constantly reaching new levels. Like say, Goku is constantly breaking the barrier of what's possible, and just that power creep leaves everyone else behind. But whereas here, like Yusuke's abilities grow and mature in a way that just makes sense, and the same for everyone else. And none of them really leave anyone behind. Also, Smile Bomb is a fucking banger.
Smile Bomb is one like top 5 openings of all time.
Yeah, in both languages, English and Japanese.
Yes.
Chris is saying S tier Yusuke after what he did for that little bird poop, or however you say that. Dark Tournament arc is the best tournament arc ever.
It's definitely up there.
It's it's up there.
The best part of the Dark Tournament arc is when the younger Toguro orders an orange juice on the rocks, because that has like I'm like, yes, I'll get an orange. Like when I'm feeling fancy, I go in with my breakfast and I get my orange juice on the rocks, and I'm like, I'm so cool right now. No one knows it's because of an anime.
I think A is appropriate for Yusuke. How about this guy, Yami?
Oh, F tier. He's the worst Yu-Gi-Oh player in the show.
He's not Joey. I love YuGiOh, but Joey's the best.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not on the list. Sorry.
Right, because he's not the protagonist. But okay, so like, I wouldn't. I'm not going to say F tier. I would say C personally, as someone that does really love Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff, because Yami and Yugi are neither of them. Atem and Yugi are neither the most interesting character in the series, and I don't really vibe with like this. This has to do with that like power level type thing, except it's like your power level as a duelist. He starts off so much higher than so many other people because of the fact that he has a magical item that has luck bending abilities, essentially manipulation of luck. And it blows out all reason for like skill, because he can just naturally draw what he needs. And so it's like, you don't really get a sense from him about what it really is to play the game, because he's just going to draw what he needs anyway. Whereas a character like Joey, the reason why I love Joey so much is because people say it all comes down to his luck. Like he's just a lucky character. He draws things and he finds out how to use those things. Like he has a plan, like, and that's the whole thing, is like being skilled with your deck, whether you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic the Gathering or any other card game like that. It's all about knowing your deck and knowing every card in your deck and knowing how to use it to your advantage in any situation combined with anything else. And that's what Joey has. It's not just Joey, getting ass pulls all the time of what he needs.
Yeah, I mean, basically Yami has a lot of Deus Ex Machina going on. with all the
and
Egyptian
obviously it happens. Joey does have the moments where it's like, oh, he flipped the coin or did the dice and it worked out for him. But like more often than not, I feel like Joseph Wheeler,
Yeah,
my
Joey's-
boy.
He gets
my
less
favorite-
and less to do as the series winds down. Yeah,
My favorite Joy moment is when he combines Time Wizard and Baby Dragon, and Time Wizard ages him into 1,000-Year Dragon, and all of a sudden he gets a power boost. That's the good old Yu-Gi-Oh cheese from the first arc.
yep.
I love like the most hype moment in the whole damn series is when he's fighting Merrick and
Yep.
he wins.
He wins.
And
Yeah,
he wins, but before the thing can count down, before the life points count down, he like goes into a coma. And I was like,
Stupid
you
coma.
bastard. You bastard. What are you doing?
oh, he had it.
Bastards, you killed Kenny.
So we good with a sea level for Yami?
Yeah.
That's my choice.
All right. What about Yo Asakura from Shaman King?
I honestly don't know much about Shaman King.
I don't want to hog the mic yet.
I think Yo is a very wholesome, chill protagonist, and I love his ambitions because he wants the easy route. And if being the Shaman King helps him get an easier life, then he's all up for it. But obviously, he's going to pay attention to his friends, and he tries to befriend everybody and help everybody. You know, common shonen tropes, but they're still fun. And there's the fact that he wears a weed shirt in the anime, which I thought was hilarious. I don't know if he's into the pot smoking, but that's the attire that they went with in the new reboot. He's got a marijuana leaf right on there. I'm like, all right, yo, cool, good for you, buddy. So
he looks like he would partake.
Yeah.
I would say a solid B. I think that he does have because whereas everything he tells you at the beginning of the series, like slight spoilers, but everything he tells you about himself at the beginning, like he's like, oh, I just want everything to be the easy way, and that's why like I want to make the world peaceful and easy so I can take it easy. Like that's true, but eventually you learn like he has a lot more aspiration behind his goals of becoming the Shaman King, and it develops further, and he cares a lot more about this. But I think you guys know this about me as well, but like one of my weaknesses, I love the power of friendship. Like I love it's like my favorite trope in.
I get goosebumps when like a good power friendship moment comes on, dude. Like it like hits the spot for me. I love that. Perfection. But like, and I think Shaman King is a great example of a series that has a lot of that in it, because you have Yo gathering his entire his whole posse, and it does like another one of my favorite things that kind of ties with the power of friendship is the whole idea of like meeting an antagonist early in the series who winds up you befriend them, and this is characters like Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z, of course, or Piccolo, even like characters that Goku fights and then they join him, and that happens like the majority of Yo's gang are all people that he fought before, and then they were like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and join you. And just like Yusuke.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. That's what I love Yusuke too. I love that. I love Yo for that. I love the same with Josuke. Like he gathers a bunch of
Misfits.
Yeah, and that's spoiler alert. But Josuke is going to be an S level. I don't even care.
What do you guys think about this comment from Jesse? How might be a better villain than Yo as a hero?
Doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know who How is.
There's a lot. I talked a lot in God, it was like from last summer, I think, when I did my Shaman King video after they announced the reboot and stuff.
Yeah.
And I talked a lot about like why How is a really solid villain. The juxtaposition of like everything that he believes against everything that Yo believes is so perfectly balanced. They work so well as mirrors of each other. I think they're both fantastic characters. Can you stop licking yourself? Goodness gracious. I swear to God. Yeah, okay, so I think B is a great spot for Yo. And yeah, as everyone said, he's got drip. The whole like jeans with his wooden sandals and the headphones wrapped around his behind his ears. Like that was such a look. When I was in high school and middle school and stuff, when I was reading the monthly Shonen Jump magazine, I was like, damn man, this guy is cool.
Yeah. That was in the era of Sega Dreamcast games, and you had like Jet Grind Radio,
Jet Set Radio.
Yeah,
Jet Set, with that art style and the headphones and that vibe going. I could see that.
Yeah, that was it. He was cool. He was real cool. All right, who's next?
Next, we got
S,
this guy
S,
who wants to be king of the pirates.
But no, he's D tier. He's the will of D.
No, don't listen to him. Oh my god.
The will of D.
You know, whatever. I'm leaving. Okay.
He is Monkey D. Luffy.
You'll never hear from me again if you do this. Yeah, justice.
I mean, we gotta. I mean, his journey is classic. You gotta go either A or S easily. So,
and
all
just
right.
like Yo, all he wants is to make a world where he can just vibe all day.
yeah,
Friendship.
yeah,
It's all about the nakama.
Yep.
So you got the friendship aspect. You're all automatically gonna win with me there. Number two, he doesn't have stupid power creep because everything seems earned. Everything he does seems earned, and as he grows, the world around him grows as well. The characters that he's obviously some of the members of the Straw Hats are a little bit lower on the power level chart, but the will of D's nuts. But he's so admirable, like, and focused on everything that he wants, and all he wants, like you were saying, like he wants one piece, like that. It's not just the treasures of One Piece, but he wants peace in this world, basically. Like, and that's, I think, something that's going to come out about everything is that I was actually thinking about the future of the series, and I believe that Joy Boy is going to wind up being like a kind of a title, and it's going to be the person who can bring One Piece to the world, and that Luffy is that person who can create that equalization between the different factions that are out there, where you have, you know, the government and the Marines and the pirates and all that stuff. Yeah. And he's going to be the person who can bring that to the world. And so that's why he's going to become, not just is he going to take that, be Joy Boy, but he's going to be the one that becomes the Pirate King, because he can do that for the world. And that's why, and that's what One Piece is. There is actually a treasure, but that's what
you need to make a TikTok out of that.
It's gonna have to be more than a minute, and I actually have all the notes on my computer. Like, yeah. I've been typing it all up.
What is it? It's like like and subscribe for part 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that kills me.
Subscribe for part 7.
that kills me. The time limit, I hate that. I'm a guy that likes to talk a lot.
Oh my
so
god!
Being limited on TikTok is frustrating.
Going from doing like, I have like 40-minute YouTube videos, and then being like, shit, I have to say everything in a minute. What?
Bro, yesterday I did a live stream on my channel talking about the anime season, and that lasted almost 2 hours of just my dumbass talking about all the shows I'm watching. And you're telling me I have to talk about a certain topic in like 30 seconds. I'm like, oh, I can't. Come on.
Once you get that 3-minute, though, you hit that 3-minute load, and you can.
Oh yeah.
But I like never use it. I think I've used the 3-minute like twice on my TikTok, because I'm like, I don't want to sit through 3 minutes of most people talking. I don't want to make other people sit through 3 minutes of me talking.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we got next?
Luffy's S tier, obviously. Let's go with Ninja, the hyperactive knucklehead ninja, Naruto Uzumaki from Naruto.
I think I'd put him in B.
I was going to say either A or B.
I think B is a good spot for Naruto. I think like he's such a.
He's a knucklehead.
I don't think friends are as important to him as they are to the others.
Not like all the friends, but just some
one
of the
friend
friends.
specifically.
One friend specifically.
He goes to hell and back for his for Sasuke, his bestie.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, especially all of part 1. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, Naruto's a great character, but I don't think he's as well, I don't know. I was gonna say powerful, but then again, he gets so many power boosts in his own manga.
I was gonna say iconic, but at this point in time, Naruto has cemented himself in pop culture. So
For
I
sure.
don't feel like I can say that.
I don't want to get the One Piece fans upset, but in terms of popularity, North America wise, everybody knows who Naruto is.
I will fly out to Puerto Rico, and we'll have to scrap about this, Gio. Don't confront me with the truth.
One Piece did not like. I mentioned it in videos on my TikTok before. Like when I was reading One Piece back in 03, like starting out, no one knew what it was. I didn't know what it was, and all of a sudden I checked it out, and I'm like, pirate. What the hell is this? And this is dope. I really like this. This clown can take himself apart. That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't like One Piece nearly as much as Naruto when they both started on Toonami at similar times. Like I looked forward to Naruto every week, but One Piece I was like, okay, well this is the pirate show that comes before Naruto. That's fine, or after Naruto. Whatever.
It just happened to catch on. You never know what's going to happen because obviously the two shows started around the same time, but clearly ninjas won against the pirates because it's ingrained on the weeb culture.
For now. There's been a big resurgence of One Piece popularity now that things TikTok are making anime and manga blow up. So
I think that part of the reason that Naruto really succeeded as well as it did, as quickly as it did at the time, was it is a lot more fast paced and action packed consistently than what One Piece is. And One Piece early in the series has such a large amount of exposition introducing you to, because it's such a huge world that, and you wouldn't know that early on in the series. You don't realize that until later, like, oh, this first 100+ chapters of the East Blue, we were just dipping our toes in.
Oh yeah, and that's a fair, because Naruto, like right off the bat, like when they go and they have the fight against Zabuza, that's a
dope ass fight.
That's what hooked me as a kid. I was like, whoa, they're fighting on a bridge. You can barely see anything. What are these dogs? Kakashi, what are you doing?
Yeah. And it's only a few episodes in, right? It's like pretty much the very beginning of the
first.
It's within the first 10 episodes that they get to the land, that they first meet Zabuza.
Yeah, like episode 12 or 13, something like that. Pretty quick.
So it's really, because I remember like when I was reading it, it was, I think it's in like volume 2 or 3 or something.
Yep.
It's like very, very, very quickly you get to that. And Zabuza and Haku are such cool characters too. To be like the first villains that they fight, what cool freaking characters.
Oh yeah, it hits the ground running, and then it only gets even crazier when the tuning exams kick in. Meanwhile, at the like when the tuning exams are going, that's like volumes like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
At that point, like we've just gotten to meet Usopp, I think. So things are still going, slow and steady in One Piece at that point. We don't even meet the fish pirates until volume 9.
Yeah, and that's like I'd like to say that the fights with Don Krieg and Arlong's pirates, those are the ones where you really see it pushing into the action-packed stuff, and that's a little while later. Like, I love Buggy. Buggy's such a great character, but like that was more of a silly fight, if I'm being honest. So I understand why One Piece did not take off quite as well for American audiences.
Plus, you add in 4Kids and their terrible dub and edits.
4Kids.
Don't get me started.
Okay, who's next? We're done with Blondie. Oh my. Okay, this is where
Kurosaki.
I don't know about you guys, but I am such an Ichigo stan. I freaking love this guy. No, Ichigo for me is like. Okay, so power of friendship is it's there, but it's not. He doesn't have that as strong as some of these others. I will say that. But I've explained this before. I talked with Alex about this at length. The reason I love Ichigo, we did a video together. It was like an hour and a half of us just talking about why we love Bleach so much. The reason Ichigo is so great is because his motivation is entirely selfless. Like his entire motivation is, I need to be strong enough to protect everyone that I love. Like I have friends and family members that I have to protect. It's like a Spider-Man type deal, you know, with great responsibility and all that jazz. Like great power, great responsibility. He receives this power, and he doesn't have the goal to be like, I'm gonna be a captain in the. Like, he doesn't go to the Soul Society and all of a sudden decides he wants to be a captain. He doesn't decide he wants to be the king. He doesn't decide he wants to be anything except strong enough to protect his town, protect his family, and protect his friends. The entire motivation of the arc that everyone loves and remembers, the Soul Society arc, is to rescue Rukia, this girl that he literally met like probably a few weeks ahead of the time that she was kidnapped. But she means enough to him that he gathers the troops and heads the hell out there because he needs to save her. He needs to protect her.
And he's the only shonen protagonist besides Gon with a dad. With a dad in his life.
In his life, yeah.
And he actually has his dad there, whereas Gon's
Gon's dad's gone.
He gone.
Gon's dad's gone. But he has Ishi Kurosaki is there with him in the town. You have this dumbass dad that's just silly as hell.
Pharmacist. I love it.
I love Ichigo so much. And that's like, I relate so much to him. And he was like, after Yo, he was the next one that had all the drip, because you know Kubo loves his style. He loves just decking every character out, especially on like the cover illustrations of chapters and stuff, in the coolest freaking clothes. Like I would look at the clothes and be like, God damn it, like I wish I looked that good. I wish I looked that good.
I think top 3 like cover artists at manga are Kubo, I'm blanking on dude that writes Yu Yu Hakusho, Tagashi, and then he slowly got there, but like those cover pages when you get to like the start of a new One Piece chapter, like those moments where that Oda draws some like hanging out in like regular clothes, those are some of the best you know, full really good double page spreads I've ever seen.
I think it's no coincidence to see right now Yusuke and Ichigo on that same level together, because Ichigo did take a lot from Yusuke, and a lot of what I said about what was good with Yusuke is also what's good with Ichigo. Is, you know, the friendship deal. B, he has a similar attitude, that very like, he's older, he's 15 at the beginning of the series, he's more laissez-faire, similar to Yo. Like he's very relaxed and stuff. He plays it cool. And
just like Yusuke, he just wants to be strong to protect the people he loves. That's actually a great point.
It is my favorite motivation.
Yeah, that hits different for sure.
Strength to protect those you love, because it's so relatable. It's more relatable than I want to be strong so I can be the Pirate King. I want to be strong so I can be the Hokage. It's way more relatable. You know, I'm the king of games. I can't relate to any of that. I'm never going to be the Hokage, but I can want to be strong enough to protect my family and friends. I can wish for that. I can want to be that. And that's something it's relatable, and it's a great motivator to see it. But the one thing, aside from how great I am, the reason that I will say no, he's not up there on the S, is because later in the series, that power creep kicks in, and he gets every damn, it's like the stupid combinations of every power you can think of. And in like, it makes sense because of where, like, what his character is. But the fact of the matter is, like, you're just slapping powers on to make him stronger. Like, come on, man. Yeah. And no one else has that. Like, that's the main issue, is like, you keep growing Ichigo's power level, but everyone else is still like pretty stagnant. Like Chad had like he unlocked the other arm, and then it was like, that was it. Like, that's all you got, Chad. And then like Orihime, I think, had like 2 levels of her thing. Uryu, of course, had an expansion on his powers and stuff later on, but like no one had the same, because with Ichigo, it's like, all right, so you're a Soul Reaper, but also here you go, some Hollow powers, and but also like you got the Quincy powers now, and it's like, oh, and then they introduced Fullbring, like that didn't even need to happen, and you got a Fullbring power as well. Like, God, dude, like what the hell are you freaking? What is this Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan bullshit?
So, what do you? A? We leave him at A.
That's my compromise. A is a compromise.
Oh,
All right.
oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
He came in demanding. Okay.
He was going to be a double S.
Yeah. So let's go into good old Fist of the North Star right here.
I still haven't read any of it aside from like a chapter here or there, so I could not be a good judge of Kenshin.
All I know is how'd you go? Why amount? I can't say it. You know what I'm talking about. You're already dead. That's all I know.
Oh my
You're
wa
already
something,
dead.
something.
Oh my
wa
Shinderu.
Shinderu.
But you can't deny that just the amount of
Testosterone.
I was gonna say influence
Oh.
that he's had on manga over decades.
I mean, yeah, the Fist of the North Star just influenced everything in the 80s with the, and the manga itself, it took inspiration with stuff like Mad Max and crap like that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not like the biggest fan of the franchise, but I think he's a solid C level. I mean, he's I don't want to say one dimensional because there's more to Kenshiro, but like he's not as complex as some of these other characters. I think C is more than he deserves, I guess. I don't know.
We come back.
I'm gonna
to
do
like
C for now. We'll see.
If we look at it next year, and I've read more from the new reprints and stuff, then maybe I would be like, YuGiOh, you're crazy. He's a D.
Right? He's a D or an F, or no, he's F tier. But I think a lot of the hype for Fist of the North Star is obviously the world setting and the machismo and the attacks and the ultra violence. And yeah, Kenshiro has a soft side to him, but there's more. There are better characters out there, I think, at doing that stuff. And there are characters like that on the list down below. So let's move on to the next one. We have Gon from Hunter x Hunter.
I'd put him up in A.
Minimum a B.
I'm fine with A as well.
You think he deserves an A?
Okay, let's go back to my checklist. Power of friendship, obviously.
Yeah.
He likes his friends. He has a dad, so we got that. Everyone without a dad just got pissed off at me.
I find it funny that he'll murder everybody when it comes to protecting his friends. Doesn't matter.
His abilities feel earned. That's another thing.
Oh, for sure.
And his abilities have consequences, which is what really pushes him from B to A, because he is a simple boy. He's not much deeper than Goku.
Yeah, he's very simple, but the world that Togashi built for Hunter x Hunter is so detailed and excellently crafted that, like you said, everything is earned with him. So fighting wise, I think he's one of the best fighters of the whole bunch, to be honest.
I also really love his transformation because it is so just ridiculous. Like I love the idea of this big muscle man in like a tank top.
For Chad. Chad of the North Star. Sorry. I didn't see that comment. I like that. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
But I also really love the tower of hair. Because I know, like, if I'm not mistaken, in the manga when it happens, like, you don't see the top of his hair, maybe like once, but it's always just like this tower of like Marge Simpson hair that's just off screen.
Marge Simpson.
And I always loved like the just reading it. I don't know, like it's one of those things that's so dumb, but at the same time, when I was reading it, I was like, this is badass for some reason. Like his never-ending tower of hair equates him his power level at this point.
I can see that. Yeah, that's
But it's silly, but it makes sense, right? Because he's aging so rapidly. He wouldn't have.
I also love the how sketchy his work is, his art is, especially in those scenes.
Yep.
When shit gets serious, right? And so like the hair is like not perfect. It looks like a Kylo Ren lightsaber or something.
Right. Sure. We'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
Well, you know how Kylo's like his light when he turns his lightsaber, it's like it's unstable. So like there's like it's kind of sketchy looking. There's like little tendrils coming off.
Gone had infinite potential for infinite hair. That's true.
Do y'all remember Perfect Hair Forever on Adult Swim?
No,
I do. Wow, that's a deep cut. Nice. Forgot about that.
Had Perfect Hair Forever.
So how about this guy?
So I've only read what was released in English.
yes.
And from that, I would say he's somewhere in the top 3 ranks. BAS from what I saw. I love the laissez-faire attitude that he has, similar to Ichigo and Yo. I love the for his goal is
to make money.
In the early parts of the series, like let's live. That's relatable.
And then going back to your checklist, I wouldn't say that he particularly cares too much about Kenpachi.
No,
he'll put Kenpachi in harm's way to pay the bills the next week. So I don't think. But by the checklist, he can't be S tier. So I'll give you that.
No, he does. Power friendship's not exactly his strong suit.
No,
but I do love the relatability, and he has that the same thing as why I love like Yusuke and Ichigo. That relatability of let's get shit done so we can actually live, pay the bills, eat food.
And some of my favorites is when there's a serious situation going and he goes, "Oh man, I forgot to pay for Jump this week." So for Jesse Christian, that's Gintoki from
Gintama.
Yeah, which is there's some Gintama on Crunchy that's both subbed and dubbed, depending on what you like to watch, and it's just a funny, really funny adventure.
But how do you compare the comedy manga to the other ones? Because so far everyone has all the characters that we've talked about. It's action based. Even YuGiOh, there's action to it. How do you balance that?
Gintama actually has some pretty intense moments when it comes to it'll switch up on you. Like it's like gag, and then somebody from his past will come along, and it's one of the drama of him having to fight someone that he used to be friends with because now they're on opposing sides. It's like sad Naruto music playing in the background type of stuff.
I also love his design. Like it's that because what is it? So Hideaki Surachi, like I was looking into it before, and they wanted him to do a period piece, but he was like, no. So he did a sci-fi with like samurais and the Shinsengumi and stuff. So he has like the mix of the futuristic clothes with the period clothes at the same time. So you have like Gintoki having
it's the best clash.
Yeah, it works so well because he's got like the pants and the boots and stuff, but at the same time he has like the robe over his stuff. It's just a really nice look. But I just love that we need a period piece like feudal Japan. No, we're doing the sci-fi comedy.
Feudal Japan with sci-fi. I also love Surachi, how he draws himself in the manga as a monkey, during his little excerpts, Toriyama draws himself as like a little android.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's just a monkey brain mangaka. He's amazing. Like I wish I could pick his brain.
Where do we place our boy here? A level.
B is pretty appropriate.
B. I think it's a solid B.
I'm good with that.
All right. So next up, we have Light Yagami from Death Note.
I've never heard of him. Put him in D for Death Note.
D for Death. He's a smarty pants and kind of a smart ass. But it gets in over his head because he's got the Death Note.
He doesn't have the power of friendship, though.
No, I was gonna say no friendship.
No,
he has
friendship.
a dad, but he's not nice to his dad.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like his friends, it's all manipulation.
And he gets outsmarted by a little boy. No. Drop him down one tier even further.
I think we could leave him at D compared to the other characters. I'm not saying Death Note is a bad series at all.
No.
But compared to the other characters, he's not. I mean, it's a great series, but I don't like that much compared to other characters.
He's the protagonist you love to hate. Like,
yeah,
because most people are rooting for the antagonist. Most people are rooting for like L and eventually Near and Mellow.
Yeah. I was rooting for Ryuk to get more apples personally.
But yeah, I think that Light himself, as far as the protagonist goes, like he shoots himself in the foot because like he starts out and he's like really smart and like figuring out all these things and he does these things where you're like, oh my gosh, how did you think about that? But as the series goes on, it's hubris, hubris ate nemesis.
Yep.
And eventually the pride comes before the fall. And that pride is what takes him down. And I that's something that I don't like in a protagonist is having too much pride in oneself. It's just not becoming and it's not relatable. And he doesn't care about his friends.
Yeah, you see his ambitions at the beginning of the story, and they're totally twisted by the end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he goes from wanting to fight crime to all of a sudden getting in over his head, screaming about, "I'm gonna be the god of the." Come on, shut up.
And I'll take a potato chip and I'll eat it.
All according to Keikaiku.
Nice.
But like for real though, like he starts out and like you said, he starts out in a way where you're like, oh man, yeah, like if I had a Death Note, I'd totally want to like save the world by killing all the bad guys. But very quickly that turns into being like this dystopian type of thing. You're like, how far is too far?
He's the manga Heisenberg, basically.
Yeah. It's like manga Minority Report.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, D's fine for him. Then we have forgot his name.
That's Bakuman, right?
That's from Bakuman. Let me search the name here. Moritaka Mashiro from Bakuman.
Friendship. He cares about his friends.
I think he's a solid C. And I say that because every other character is in a fictional world, whereas this little punk, he's in our world and he's trying to make manga with his friends and all that stuff and be successful. It's a different kind of ambition compared to everybody else.
Fair.
I don't know much about him.
He automatically is above Light though because he cares about his friends.
He's the good, the life note, whereas Light is the death note.
He creates
characters
like
for the enjoyment of others. I'm going to leave him at C.
All right, sounds good.
It's fine with me.
What about this guy? You guys love him?
S tier.
S tier.
Is there
S-tier?
any, speak up now or forever hold your peace. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
My power of friendship. Right there. He doesn't have a dad though, but he's got a mom.
Yes.
Wait,
yes,
no. He has a dad. He does have a dad.
He has Jotaro, which is basically like his
I was
step-in dad. Like, hey,
I was like thinking about Jotaro and Josuke at the same time, and I was like, he doesn't have a dad. I'm like, wait, no. Who am I talking about? Josuke. So he has a dad, and he has another dad,
and he's got a best friend, like a dopey best friend. Like
exactly, he's got two best friends. He's got Koichi and Okuyasu. Like
Okuyasu's he's a little bundle of joy. He's a gift from God.
Imagine and that goes towards the whole idea of the people that you fight that become your friends.
Yeah, that's true because Okuyasu did start off as an antagonist. So
like one of the first antagonists.
Yeah, and his brother. And a lot of the people that he does fight they all end up helping him somehow at the end. So that's fantastic. I love that.
Here's something. Miles is
Holy
asking,
shit.
is this based off of the Shonen MC archetype or just who you guys like? I'm confused. No, it's just a random tier list that I found. I didn't make this. It was already made on the tier maker site of Shonen Jump leads and stuff like that. And JoJo started with the Shonen Jump stuff and then branched off into whatever. So it's not on current Shonen Jump, but it kind of counts.
But also, this list is definite, and anybody that disagrees is wrong.
Yeah, there we go. You said it.
What else is great about everything's great about Josuke though? He has a perfect pompadour.
Don't talk about
he's basically an edgier adult Yusuke.
Yeah, he's slightly because isn't he a little bit older?
He's like 16, 17, something like that. I mean, it's in the same vein. I mean, look at the two characters; they look similar.
He has a better pompadour.
Yeah.
And his pompadour has little like spikes on the back.
Yeah.
I actually I cut my hair into a mullet, so now I can do the same thing. Like I can spike the bottom of my mullet while I pump.
He's 16 at the start of the anime. That's the start of the manga / anime.
It only takes place over a short period of time, so you should be 16 throughout.
Yeah.
His eyebrow game is on point.
That was a crazy, bizarre stuff.
And those alligator skin shoes, man.
Yeah,
Bro.
pretty tight.
Drip.
Yeah, so there's that. And there's this dude. I don't know his name. That's from Kochikame.
Single chapter of Kochikame in my life.
I know about Kochikame because he was on the J-Stars video game where it has all the manga characters fighting each other.
That.
I have that game on PS4 and he's on there, and I'm like, oh, cool, Kochikame.
That's my. I forgot that I even had that game up until right now. But otherwise, I don't know anything about him. I guess
I don't want to. I'm gonna leave him here for now because I don't. S tier.
He is absolutely an S tier. No, I don't.
Let's move Luffy out of the way because he's the top king. No, I'm kidding.
I'm uncomfortable.
What about
that's King Muscle from the first series. I've never read the first or watched anything regarding the first Kinnikuman. But if we could put Kid Muscle, just pretend it's Kid Muscle.
Yeah, that's our list. Who cares?
Kid Muscle has an attack where he farts, and that's awesome.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move the two notes here. I'm going to place all of Ultimate Muscle right here. All that
all the fart jokes.
All the fart jokes, all that stuff right here next to Kenshido, and they can fight it up.
I feel like there's nothing absolutely interesting about Kid Muscle as a protagonist, and like the majority of what's interesting about the Ultimate Muscle series is like the ridiculous characters and the
it's more about the
because he's not that inherently interesting, I would say. Like someone's gonna get upset with me for saying that, but like that's not what the series is about.
It's not what this that was perfect. It's more about the setting and the characters and the overall craziness of what it's doing with the wrestling.
Ramen Man and Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van
Actually get into Ultimate Muscle.
It's fun. It's silly, stupid fun, but it's nothing to me at least. I'm not offending anybody. It's nothing groundbreaking or anything, but it's fun. I dug it.
I understand why it's popular because it is such a simple series, because it's something where like the creator, all he has to do is think of something. Like there's a wrestler who's a toilet. Like that's literally, you can think of anything and he's like, okay, this is what we got. anything, absolutely anything. You just create like some dumb, crazy moves. But what I will say is he knows wrestling pretty well. Like the creator knows wrestling. I feel like the stuff that happens in there is like not like accurate to wrestling, but it's stuff that like it makes me feel like he understands the sport to a pretty decent degree. And it feels like the way that it plays out, especially watching like the 4Kids dub with the announcers and like, what will happen next?
Yeah, I remember that.
it sounds like something that you'd see on on pay-per-view, like watching wrestlers coming into the ring and like the drama and stuff that they create and they script and stuff for that. So I think that's a lot of why the series became so popular and has been so popular. It's still ongoing in Japan.
Yep. Plus, it had the little, like the figurines and stuff, right?
The muscle figures.
Yeah.
The little muscle figures came to the U.S. before the anime did.
Yep. I have a friend that knows nothing about manga or anime, but knows about the little figures.
Anyway.
Yeah. So moving on, the main guy from Toriko. I don't know his name. Apologies.
Toriko.
Is it Toriko? All right, there we go.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about him either.
I can vibe with his goals. He wants to. So it's basically like Hunter x Hunter, but only food.
Only food, yeah.
So you're hunting for different beasts and different flora and fauna, let's say, to create the perfect meal. And it's like a 7-course meal that he wants to create. And the series is mostly him looking for specific things to create, like the best hors d'oeuvre, the best main course, the best dessert. And the big thing is every time he gets a piece of a monster and is able to cook that. And I feel like that series kind of laid the way for a lot of what's popular now with these like fantasy food titles, like Drifting Dragons and Delicious in Dungeon.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. But as a main character, I haven't finished Toriko. I haven't read the whole thing, but from anything I saw, I'd say he's pretty mid. He's right in the middle there. I think C is decent. I just like his goal. I like the goal of cooking the perfect meal. So
basically, he's the food aspect of Gon with the muscles of Kenshiro.
Pretty much, because that's his stuff. Is his weapons are like he turns his hands into a fork and knife, and that's what he uses to fight. So it's literally just like tearing people apart or tearing monsters apart with his hands.
Nice. All right, so we're gonna leave that there at C. The alien dude from Assassination Classroom. Where do we place him?
Yes, I know that I didn't finish Assassination Classroom, but I knew that it was alluding to him having some pretty wholesome motivations. I know Riley finished the manga, right?
Yeah, and it's difficult for me to, because I'm sitting here kind of confused that they used him, because I reading it would have said that Nagisa was the protagonist.
That's a good point too.
Because especially the early parts of the series, it's mostly them, it's about them trying to
kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But you're absolutely right. There's a lot of wholesomeness behind the character, and that's an aspect of characters that I really love. There's a little bit of the friendship aspect there. He cares a lot about the kids, and his entire reason for doing what he's doing is very it's very I don't know what the word, honorable, I think is a good word.
Oh God, is he gonna be an S tier? He matches everything on the list. Oh God, what are we doing?
But he doesn't have a dad.
Is he better than Luffy?
Nobody's better than Luffy. Don't go there.
No, I wouldn't put him up that high. I would say C at the most for me as a character. And a lot of it is just the manga itself and the anime itself to me spent a lot of time like not delving too deep into anything important, and then it was like the last 8 volumes, all of a sudden they just smack you across the face with like, and here's everything about this character and all of the lore that you've been waiting for. So it was like the last like 8 volumes. I was like, oh shit, this is great. But before that, I don't know, it was kind of whatever. So it's like my impression of his character is largely based on my impression of the series itself.
Yeah. So C it is. I moved this guy back here, and this guy, I'm going to leave him there. Next up, we have this wholesome boy, Hinata.
You guys know a lot more about Haikyuu than I do. I'm still not caught up.
He's a solid B for me.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Solid B for sure.
He cares about his friends. He grows, and his growth is definitely earned.
Yeah. Yeah, compared to the beginning of the manga to how I didn't read the conclusion, but like there's a steady progression with each arc and tournaments and championship bouts and games and all that stuff, especially with his friendship with his teammates and all that stuff, for sure.
Yeah, that's a solid spot.
What about this guy? Do you know him? Son Goku? Goku?
He looks like
He's
a
pretty
monkey.
famous, right?
D tier. D for Dragon Ball. Perfect.
D for Dragon Ball.
Moving on.
I mean, he paved the way for a lot of the tropes that we see today.
So they've got enemies turned to friends. That's a plus.
He's very aloof at certain.
He is, yeah, he's pretty aloof about stuff. He also is one of the progenitors of the whole like eats way too much section of protags.
Yep.
Like Luffy. The friendship thing I'm kind of like on the fence about, because like he very clearly cares a lot about his friends, but it's not as like.
But not all the friends.
But does he care about his sons?
And his sons.
That's
and
the problem, and that's therein lies the issue.
Does he care about Yajirobe, for example? No. Or Korin. He only used that cat to get the freaking sensu beans.
And then he gave one to Cell. Like,
yeah.
What are you thinking, dude?
I don't know. To me, he's a solid B, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball, like everybody else, but I don't know. Compared to other protagonists, nah.
I can agree with that. He's not, yeah, whatever.
He cares about Krillin more than Gohan.
I was like on the tip of my tongue was talking about Krillin, because I love Krillin.
During Dragon Ball and during
Krillin's like the wholesome boy.
He's a C. I would agree with
Krillin
that.
is he's the what's the little dude from Part 4, JoJo Part 4?
Oh, yeah, I forgot his name.
Shigechi?
No, he has the Echoes stand. I'm blanking on his names.
Well, now you made me forget his name.
The little guy.
I can only remember the word Koichi. He's the Koichi of the team.
Or Krillin?
Yeah.
Dude, Koichi slaps.
I don't know. Destructo Disc is pretty. Destructo Disc
and Solar Flare.
Yes, man.
Krillin, though, like I wish we had Krillin. We need to do like the best friends tier list.
Yeah,
like everyone's bestie. Because Krillin is like the best character. I swear to God. There was this one dude on TikTok who's like, who would you choose to be in the Dragon Ball universe? And it was like Krillin, Hercule, Tien, and Yamcha, I think. And I was like, Krillin, hands down. The dude like has the perfect life. He's best friends with Goku. He gets married. He has a daughter. Like he has a family that loves him.
And he has a career. Good for him.
18. Yeah, he has a career too. He becomes a freaking cop. Like he has everything. He literally has everything.
You could argue that Yamcha's better off being a baseball player and all, but he gets his ass kicked every time he decides to be like, hey guys.
Yeah. I love Krillin. I absolutely love Krillin.
Speaking of Krillin,
low key, he's got some drip too.
Speaking of Dragon Ball, let me remind you guys that if you want to get some sweet manga and you want to own all these characters, especially Dragon Ball, you got to visit, of course, InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions, omnibus, manga, hardcovers, trade paperbacks, all that fun stuff, up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that. And if your order contains $50 or more in books, you get free shipping. Fantastic customer service and wonderful packaging at InStockTrades.com. All right, back to our regularly scheduled tier list. So we did.
So
we good with B?
Yeah,
are we good with that? All right. Chainsaw Man himself.
I love Denji. I don't know about you guys,
Denji.
but Denji was the highlight of my 2020.
Motivation is up here. His motivation's up there. Yeah. Does Denji have a daddy?
His dad's the whole reason that he's in the spot that he's in at the start of the series. So his dad's dead. But
yeah, daddy gone for good.
I'd give him A. I want to say A, but my heart wants to say S.
I don't know.
I mean, think about it. He has Pochi. His best friend is inside of him, Pochita. Him and Power have a great friendship. Yep. He's motivated by.
And for a character that didn't have anything at the start of the series, literally anything, just the dog, to where he ends up at the end, and knowing about friendship and actually feeling emotions and caring about stuff and loving and whatever. I think it's a pretty solid evolution compared to some of these other characters.
100% agree. I love him.
Yeah, let's leave him an A. Why not?
Have both of y'all read the whole series?
Yeah.
Man, I'm the odd man out here. I'm actually like 2 volumes behind on the physical releases because I've been so freaking busy with work.
I read it on the app, and when the series started coming out, I didn't feel like collecting it because, I don't know, now it's impossible to find. I'm like, well, I guess I'm not getting it.
I read it over the course of like 3 days back in September.
It's such a fast read.
So good. So good.
Yeah. Do you remember that I told you guys the best way to read Chainsaw Man is to read it while listening to the Doom Eternal soundtrack?
Yeah.
It is such a glorious experience. Yeah. Rip and tear that track while you're reading the fight scenes in Chainsaw Man. Pure bliss. I love that.
When he's I won't say it anymore just because I don't want. I was gonna reference one fight specifically, but I want Riley's mind to be blown when he gets there. So.
Yeah.
I'm reading, like my reading has.
This is the best one. Sorry, Riley. Denji loves boobs, so B tier.
Like I said, like I've been behind on my reading, but I've gotten like my schedule down so well. Like some people listening to this are gonna be like, what the fuck? But I'm working now from 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. 4 days a week instead of 5 from 7 to 5.
Yeah.
So now I get 3 days off, and that, like, having that extra day instead of the extra 2.5 hours in the evening is so rejuvenating. Like, oh my god! So my reading has just gotten way better, and my pile went from like 25 to 16 books in the past few days. So I'm blazing through. I'm really excited. I'm going to get to the volumes of like Chainsaw Man and everything else that I'm behind on really soon. It feels so good.
Awesome. Moving on from Chainsaw Man, how about Shonen Jump Guts? Here we have
the thickest boy, the thickest main character on this list.
Bro, he's got some thighs.
Yep.
Dude's got the glutes, man. I would give him a solid B.
I personally think is A tier.
I can't disagree with you.
Because I think physically he's probably the most overpowered of these protagonists, aside from Goku, because Goku.
But it doesn't matter.
His own universe.
It doesn't even matter that he is.
Because and I've said it before, his freaking sword cancels out everything in his world, and that's extremely overpowered. So, plus his ambitions.
There was a thing that was going around the internet like about a year ago, where what's the name of is Yuki Tabata, the manga, said something along the lines of the only person at the moment that was stronger than Asta physically was Yami, and Yami's a grown ass adult. But their world doesn't value muscles or anything. The world just values magical power.
Yeah. Well, he's still pretty magical in my eyes. Asta's a wholesome boy.
Gio's part of his harem.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love Asta. He's one of my favorite protagonists. I'm biased. I think he's solid A, but if you guys want to do B for Black Clover,
you do you.
I love Asta.
All right. A for Asta. There we go. Oh, man. All right. Where do we rank Senku from Dr. Stone?
Okay, so friendship, no. Because most of the time, I'm going to be real with you, he's using his friends.
Senku's a bit of an ass when he wants to.
Yeah.
But also but he does have, what's his best friend's name? The really strong dude. The first one that gets revived with him.
No, he does. But at the same time, like his his relationship with all of his friends, it's not the same as like, you know, the Joe Bros, and it's not the same as Luffy and the crew. Like, it's very different because oftentimes the people he holds close are because he is going to need them for something.
But I wouldn't call him a manipulator either. I wouldn't say that's
no. He's not on the level of
Light.
He's not on the level of Light, but he's not on the level of the aforementioned characters.
But he also does nice things for his crew. Like he makes them soda just because he's like, here's some ramen. Yeah, he makes them ramen. He makes them cotton candy. He cares in his own way. But I guess that you're right that he's not out there like Nakama level.
No, I'm not saying it to shit on him as a character, just to put out there, like going through my tier like things. The biggest part, the most impressive part about this character though, is that the science adds up.
Yeah.
On the stuff that he's doing. And that comes down to Riichiro Inagaki and like his research and shit like lines up.
He has like a science consultant, and they're credited at the start of like most of the chapters. I even saw a YouTube video with the girl from Mythbusters watching. Yep. You've seen it. The girl from Mythbusters watching Dr. Stone, and she's confirming like, yeah, this is totally possible. Yeah, this makes sense. This would be hard, but it makes sense. It's cool. I can get behind that.
And so this is more on the writer side, like me saying the writer is great, which he is. But that makes the character so great. Like that the stuff is actually, because it's so important that we have a series that is fun and action-packed, and it even has the fan service for those who like that. But it's scientifically accurate for the audiences that need to learn about these things.
Yep.
It's like the Magic School Bus.
Growing up.
I'd be a scientist if Dr. Stone came out at the same time as Naruto, dude.
All I got was dissecting frogs. Who cares about that?
I didn't even get that.
Yeah.
I got Ninja Centerfold.
I have to agree with Connor.
A fetal pig.
Senku deserves to be an S, but I personally put him at an A.
I can agree with A.
I will go with A.
Yeah.
Also coming down to the creators again, Boichi. Oh my god.
Boichi, worst artwork has to be Dr. Stone, and yet it's awesome.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It's true. Like everything else Boichi has done is leagues ahead of Dr. Stone.
But it's still great.
But Dr. Stone is still gorgeous.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Boichi's chapters when he writes the Sanji special episodes. I love them. No, not Sanji. The Zoro one. I'm confused. The Food Wars guy did the Sanji episode, but the chapter Mihawk that he did, it's just Boichi's too overpowered, man.
Nice.
Boichi S tier.
How about this guy over here from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
I don't really care for Jonathan.
Jonathan is the Superman of that world.
No, he's not. Superman's cool.
But like, he's like a Boy Scout, you know. He's a good guy. I'd be him in that world compared to you guys.
It's the ultimate personification of good against the ultimate personification of not so good.
I can see that
in that first part.
And he does have the power of friendship going with Speedwagon, and to a certain extent, even with Dio.
Yeah, and he has a relatable motivation. Dio killed his dog.
Dick. So
yeah, like I can get behind it. He's not the most interesting of the JoJos, but I would say a C tier for me.
And he's from a simpler time compared to the other characters.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because you can't compare what year did he live in? The 1800s?
Like the late
You can't compare characters from that to like Josuke in 1999 or whatever. So,
but to that same point, Dio.
And he had a dad.
Yeah.
He
had
it. Dio came along.
His powers earned. Yeah, I think everything he meets all the things. Friends are important. Family is important. His dog's important. He's a good guy. He has good motivation. His power is earned. He's just not the most interesting character. It's very surface level stuff. It's literally just Araki coming out and being like, I'm making the good guy.
It's
Yeah,
this guy, but more wholesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that too. That he came out. It's like directly inspired by Kenshiro.
Yep.
So, yeah, I can agree with that.
Next up, I don't know why they included this. I didn't want to talk about it, so I'm just going to put it here. I don't
Who
like
is
the
she?
series. The Act Age
Yeah.
was it? That
Did
got
y'all know
canceled?
that volume 2 came out in English?
It did?
No.
Wasn't it?
It slipped through. Like it must have gotten like before they discontinued it. Viz must have already sent it to the printers and they couldn't cancel it. But you can buy it on Barnes and Noble.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
People
it's
are already
really weird.
scalping it online. I'm
Really?
checking
If you go on eBay,
and somebody's selling it for $90. Volumes
But
1
look-
and 2.
go on Barnes and Noble and I think you can buy both of them for cover price.
Let me check. That's silly.
I don't condone this, but there you go, guys. You can make an extra buck.
Yeah, you get it. Saw it. Yeah, there it is. $9.99. Volume 2.
I
It's a
can never
shame,
find
'cause
anything. Whatever.
that artwork was solid, but I'm gonna place it here because I don't care. Yuna
S tier.
S tier for boobs.
S tier
Never-
for stuck in wall.
Never read a single chapter of Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs.
No, I've only seen the anime for it.
Someone I bought books off of in the group slipped in volume 1, so I flipped through it, and it is definitely everything that people say it is.
Yeah. A new entry into the list. What about
Drip level S.
you
I
think
would
so?
So I feel a lot of recency bias towards Yuji.
Yeah,
For sure.
And I definitely vibe really hard with how much he loves his friends. Particularly one friend that pops in halfway through the first season. I think B's solid just because he's still so fresh and new.
Yeah, he's a new.
But also, only because there's only one season of anime, but because the manga definitely goes much further in.
Yeah, Yuji, he's a nice kid. I like him. I dig him. So he's all right. I don't know.
I won't argue too much. BTS good. I love him. He's a good dog.
What about this bad boy right here? Good old Jotaro.
So
we talking like through the generations or like part 3 only?
Let's do part 3 only.
Then he's a bit of a dick.
yeah.
Would you say he's better?
I give him a B tier.
Yeah, he's definitely better, but he's not nearly as good as Josuke. I feel like
he's not nearly as interesting as Joseph either.
They're very similar in that, yeah, they're kind of pretty plain when they first start out. I don't know.
It's basically just I'm the strong, grumpy guy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kick your ass. Like that's his entire personality.
How old was he when part 3 started?
16, I think.
16 or 17.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and he's the
'Cause he
size of a
looks like a
freaking Mack
26-year-old.
truck.
Oh my gosh.
He looks like a transformer.
Yep. Daisuke.
Oh, he was 17 at the start of part 3.
You meet him in a freaking jail cell.
Calling his mom awful things. Oh god, he's definitely the person that you hate that you love to love him. I won't even say that. Who's this guy?
That's Mitama something or other. I don't know. I never read it.
So let's leave him there.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I like this character. I just don't like the author or none of that crazy stuff. But she's a D level right there.
Mitama Security Spirit Busters.
This kid from Samurai 8.
Man, that series was butthole.
I'm gonna leave him right there. You know what? F tier.
Yeah, no, that series was dumb. I did not like the character.
No respect for Hekimaru.
This is easy as heck for me personally.
Yes.
He's an
Motivation S. Friends S.
I mean,
Dad?
you can't get more wholesome than him. Than Tanjiro.
The drip.
And he has both a mom and a dad in the series, not alive, but in the series. You get to see both.
He's got the drip. And you know what I love about, like, you can get like hoodies and shit based on everyone's stuff, and like it just looks you could wear the hoodie with the checks on it with the black and green or whatever, and it just looks like a hoodie that you'd get at like wherever. I love that.
Hot Topic, like back when Checkered was cool. So what's the name of the Demon Slayer writer?
Gotonabe. Let me check it out.
Why are we butchering this person's name?
Demon Slayer is written by
Koyoharu Gotoge.
Gotoge, thank you.
Yeah, no, they did. So Gotoge is a woman. I'm not sure. I've heard people say that Gotoge is a woman, but I don't think I've ever seen it confirmed.
I think there was something about them being non-binary.
That was the Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, that was okay.
It says here. There's I don't have the link here, but although the author has not revealed their gender, a Weekly Shonen Jump employee disclosed that Gotoge is a woman.
Okay, so Gotoge went the really same route that the Fullmetal Alchemist mangaka went, who I'm also blanking on.
Arakawa.
About like a standard uniform and then tailoring it to each character, which I think is great. Bleach does something similar, don't they?
Yes. Yeah, in the Soul Society.
Yeah. Feels gets a lot of hype, and it is justified, man. Oh god, have you guys seen Mugen Train yet?
I haven't, but it just got announced that it's going to be streaming at the end of the month, I think, on the Funimation app exclusively. So I'll watch it then.
I was crying like a baby in the theater, but Demon Slayer is also one of my favorites, and it's a joy.
Yes, it gets a lot of hate from the manga tubers, but I love Tanjiro. He's a worthy, inspiring figure for young kids to emulate. His self-sacrifice and his wholesomeness and his dedication to his sister. It's all worthy, and he has such empathy for the villains, which is rare for a protagonist. And that I really like.
He is the best boy, the kindest boy. Bless him.
Although Dai is not on here, he would have given Tanjiro a run for his money from Dragon Quest. Just saying.
Okay, I'll get to it eventually.
What about this guy? I forgot his name from Food Wars.
Soma Yukihiro. Yeah. I'd give Soma a solid C. You know, he just wants to be a good chef.
Yeah. But he's better than Toriko.
Only because the author's not a piece of shit.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
I do like the anime though for Food Wars because it's crazy with all the jokes and stuff and seeing the food in action being cooked. I like it.
Yeah, same.
I like with the food aspect the same that I like about the science aspect in Dr. Stone. They have someone that they refer to and like they try to make everything accurate in there. They give you accurate representation of, you know, things that you could actually do as far as these recipes go and stuff. I think that's really cool. And Soma has a decent, you know, his motivation is good. It's a good motivation. He just wants to start a restaurant. And I like it. It's similar to the tangent I went off on with Ichigo. It's relatable. It's something that's good. It's not, but he's, aside from that, like I don't think he's the greatest, most interesting character.
And so, the power of friendship isn't as palpable in that series as others
until they get to the point where they do the team up Shokugeki and like the tag team ones.
Yeah.
And then you really feel it because you're like, okay, these people who have really been, but yeah, it's not as strong friendship stuff.
Okay.
Yep, I agree. So C level it is. Next up is this guy. Who the heck is this guy?
Is that from Zipper?
That's Zipman. I never read Zipman.
Me neither.
Zipman, you stay here with these clowns.
That's isn't that the stand in the English dub for Mom of Part 5? What's his name? Sticky Fingers, but the English dub.
Oh, Zipperman.
Oh,
yeah, Bruno.
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
Isn't he from Tokyo Revengers?
No, that's not Tokyo Revengers, is it? No.
I think I saw that guy on
It's not
Google
from, like,
earlier today.
The samurai manga.
Because
That was,
everybody in Tokyo Revengers has sweet pompadours and weird haircuts.
he's from like a samurai manga that I've seen on the app a lot.
Chat. Does the chat know? Chat, help us out. Who the hell is that guy?
Move to the next. next
Tokyo
one.
Shinobi Squad.
Oh, okay. That's probably why you were thinking.
No.
I didn't read that one either.
Oh, let's leave him there. He's fine.
Yeah,
In good company. What about Adonis's favorite character right here?
I love Jolene so much.
Where does she go on the list?
I'd also probably give her a B.
B?
Right next to her dad, yeah.
Right next to her dad.
Aw. Family reunion.
Yeah.
I love her, but I don't think that she is the most interesting or the deepest of the JoJos. So
She also needs to spend more time with her dad anyway. So
yeah, that's fair.
Is this from the space?
that's, I believe, A Gravity Boys.
A Gravity Boys? Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
I'm sorry. I like the Gravity Boys, but come on.
I don't think any of the characters were particularly interesting. It was all situational stuff. It's whereas Grand Blue Dreaming, I feel like all the guys in Grand Blue are interesting. The guys in here are very one note, but like the situations actually make them funnier.
Yeah. It's the world around them that makes the story funny.
I don't know if you read the whole series, Gio, but the best is like towards the end when they basically, it's like the Zanpakuto in Bleach, like the spirits inside the swords, but it's the spirit of their penises.
Oh God.
That's the best part of the whole series. And it comes back at the very end. They put the epilogue chapter up recently, and they like a bunch of the jokes from the series come back, and that one comes back, and it's like, oh my God, it's his dick.
Oh man, but Gravity Boys, yeah, it's more about the story than the characters for me. What else do we got here? Oh, other green-haired wholesome boy, Midoriya, Deku.
Crybaby, C for Crybaby.
Crybaby Deku.
I do love Deku a lot.
I think
I'm not opposed to saying C because I think he's not the most interesting character in his own series.
Really?
Yeah, to me, like he's a fine protagonist, but like a lot, what makes My Hero good is like a bunch of the other characters in the series. But by all means, y'all do your own. That's just my opinion.
How I feel about most of what happens in MHA is that I cannot remember anybody's names today. What's his homie's name?
Dude, that's fine. I like my brain poops out things so fast.
Horikoshi. Horikoshi is fantastic at creating characters, and then he kind of forgets to revisit them. So I totally get what you're saying, but we spent so much time with Deku. I don't know if either of you are caught up with the manga, but he definitely is. He continues to be a wholesome boy. But I'm okay with B.
He's superhero Tanjiro. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But I really relate to Deku a lot in a lot of ways.
Well, he's just like Tanjiro. He's like one of the softer shonen protagonists. He's kind and. He's
such a nerd. I love that he's such a freaking nerd in that show and that manga.
I think his motivation also is one that's similar to what I liked about Ichigo. It's all about being the protector.
Yeah.
So it's very valiant way to be. So I mean, I would say, even though I said he's not the most interesting character, I would say A is fine to me if y'all want to move him up.
No, I'm leaving him at B. I'm leaving him there. This guy for Modi King himself.
Never gave Modi King a shot.
I wish that series went on longer.
Honestly, I like Modi King. It's really funny, but like, I kind of want to place him here at a B.
You know, because the character, it's the same with A Gravity Boys. It's the situations that are actually entertaining, and the character himself is not. I mean, he's just an insect that
it's got muscles, and he's naked.
Yeah. And it's
this
more
guy.
it's more what's his name, Show, the kid who gets him. It's more him who's like the motivating like heart behind the series.
Yeah, for sure. What about Andy from Undead on Luck?
I haven't read past chapter 1, to be honest with you guys. I know Riley's really into it.
Yeah, I love the series. I love the series. I think Andy's a cool character with a lot of cool ideas, but he's he takes a while to like crack. Like it took a while for the creator to really crack into who he really is. So that kind of leads him to suffer a little bit in quality as a character. But once you start getting into like the ideas of who he is and what his actual motivations are, I think he's great. I'd say right now B or C.
All right, gonna put that at C because we need more people at the C level.
Because he doesn't have an anime yet.
True.
As soon as he gets an anime, he's bumping up to A.
Exactly.
Automatically. A for anime.
S tier right there now. Who the heck is this guy?
I don't know. It's from one of the other short canceled titles.
Well, he's in this loser zone right here. All right. This guy. I know the name of it, but I'm forgetting. This was a canceled manga too, right?
I'm scrolling through the titles just to see if I can come across it. But I'm not finding anything. Chat, does anybody know?
Chatty chat. What about Joseph?
I don't know. I think Joseph is pretty S tier for me. I love him.
Joseph's great. I love like also about Joseph is how his character like evolves in each part so heavily.
We spend. I was gonna say we spent the most time with him, but we actually spent the most time with Jotaro. But Old Man Joseph.
As far as longevity goes, we spent more years following Joseph's life than we did Jotaro's, because Jotaro we only see him as a teenager, a young adult, and then an adult. Yeah, and then Joseph we see him as a freaking old ass man.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that. I mean, he's definitely A tier for me at the very least.
Yeah. I think he's fantastic. I think that part 2 is a bit underrated by a lot of people. I know I'm really biased for Joe. This is not entirely related. I'm really biased with JoJo's, but people who don't get into it in the first season, like with parts 1 and 2, the show could have been about literally anything. And as soon as the ending themes come on, I'm just like, fuck yes. Like, how do you not get so like down with freaking Roundabout? Like, that is the best. You have the little like to be continued. Bring.
Yep.
Ding, 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 ding. I was like, yes. Oh my god. When I saw, because I am a huge classic rock fan, and so as soon as I saw that they had, what's it called? That they were using Roundabout. I was like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. So we leave on at an A level.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right.
So I found that the most recent one that we didn't know who he was, that one right there. He's from Bone Collection, which is
there we go.
I haven't found the guy before him, and the guy before him is apparently from The Last Sayuki, which I read a few chapters of, but it was no, not The Last Sayuki. It was something I just scrolled past it. Whatever. It was super mid. I didn't want to continue it. So, I just had it. Oh, Guardian of the Witch. That's what he's from. I just didn't care for it.
Interesting. How about Emma from Promised Neverland?
I love Emma. She's such a wholesome being. I know, YuGiOh, you were really into Promised Neverland for a bit. I don't know if you still really enjoy it.
I love season 1, and I'm trying to forget season 2 ever happened. And I'm going to continue the story through the manga.
Please do.
Yeah, Emma's great, and her voice in the show is fantastic. voice actress. I think she's a B level.
Yeah, I'll give her B. Yeah, just because.
B. Who's this guy again?
From Time Paradox Ghost Rider.
Oh, were people upset about this one, or am I mistaken?
I think people really liked it for like 2 or 3 chapters, and then it kind of clicked that it's like, hey, this is a manga about cheating at writing manga, plagiarism.
Yeah, because he goes back in time to do the thing.
Okay. Yeah,
he receives copies of manga from the future. So, and it's like, well, this is an SJ title about plagiarizing in SJ. Maybe this isn't so great. So
yeah,
I'm not surprised they pulled the plug on it.
And this guy, who's this guy?
Mission Yozakura Family.
Is that the one where they're in high school?
He's he's in high school with a girl that it turns out that her family is like a family of like I don't know what to call them, like secret agents or whatever, and they all have different abilities and stuff. And he gets pulled into it because he's chosen to be her husband.
Yeah, I only read one chapter of that.
The series does something that I really love is when like you introduce characters that at the beginning of the series are not romantically too inclined towards each other, but as the series goes on, they become more romantically inclined. And it does it really well because it's like these two who are betrothed, like they need to get married, but as the series goes on, they actually come to really care for each other a lot more.
Yeah,
because they already had a friendship, so it's like it's kind of kindled, and he like just kind of gets used to the idea of. So he's a very wholesome kind of character, but he's not the most interesting character. Even it's gone on now for like 70 some odd, almost 80 chapters, I think.
Yeah,
he's never been the most interesting character. A lot of the series, like what's interesting about it is seeing like the way that different people have these different abilities and stuff. But I really do appreciate the way that the relationship builds throughout. And I'd say a C for him because I'm such a sucker for that trope of like starting out as like friends or starting out not caring about each other at all, and then slowly, it's like Ranma 1/2, like that type of thing. Or if anyone's read Cross Game, like that series does it perfectly as well.
I've had Cross Game on my immediate to be read for so long. I just need to actually get around to it.
What about
Giorno? Now, if we're talking about based on how freaking badass their theme song is, then that's an S tier right there.
Giorno theme song is great, but I don't. Power of Friendship doesn't really carry him anywhere.
Giorno Giovanna.
He wants to make Italy a better place, but as far as like,
well, Tanjiro wants to make Japan a better place, so
yeah, but I don't know. I definitely would, based on everything that we've been saying so far, I would put Journey in C tier personally.
All right. I like him because his name is very similar to mine. Hey, you don't get a lot of Geos in anime,
no,
so I'll take it. There's this
guy. You've got Team Rocket Giovanni.
Yeah, and the bad guy from Fire Force, the doctor with the face mask. I forgot his name. You know who I'm talking about?
Too.
He's got the beak mask for
I know.
The plague doctor.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't remember his name.
He's Dr. Giovanni or something like that. And
Mash from Mashal.
I
love. Okay, like y'all not on Mashal yet. Y'all got to get on Mashal because this.
I like Mashal, but I'm gonna put him here on a D level personally.
I love him. I love Mash, dude. He's so it's Asta, except he's also Saitama. It's Astatama.
Astatama, gotcha.
He's he doesn't have the motivation down though. That's the thing. Like, okay, power of friendship, he's got it. Motivation though, his motivation is simply I have to do this, or like I get revealed. Like me, my family and I are revealed that we don't, because the whole thing with Mashal is in this world everyone has magical powers, but you find out it's not that everyone has magical powers, it's that they disappear anyone who doesn't. And so his dad had him physically trained for so long that he's got like insane physical abilities like Saitama type stuff, but everyone around him uses magic. So that's where you have the Black Clover similarities, is that he's the only person that can't use magic, but he doesn't have some sort of thing like Asta has the sword that absorbs magic. He literally just has his muscles, but he's so strong that he's able to disguise the fact that he can't use magic by making people believe that he can through physical feats and stuff. And it winds up resulting in similar type of humor to One Punch Man, where it's like, you know, people in One Punch Man, these monsters and stuff that are all crazy, and then Saitama just comes and one punches them. Yep. It's the same thing for MASH. It's like people are doing all these crazy things with their magic, and they're like, what can you do? And he's like, bah! It just knocks him out. But the majority of the part of what's great about Mashal is not really Mash's character, because Saitama also is not a very interesting protagonist, and that's why they almost make Geno the protagonist in that series. He's the one that you really follow, while Saitama is kind of used as a plot device instead. And it's kind of the same thing here. He's got a little bit more character than Saitama in that aspect, but at the same time, it's mostly just revolving around his the situations that he gets into. But the manga comes out physically next month, and I'm picking it up. I might have to grab 2 copies so I can give another one away, like I did with I did that with Undead Unluck.
Oh, nice.
Because I really enjoy it. I love it.
Where are you giving that away though?
Probably on TikTok.
TikTok, all right.
Like I did.
So I say that because people will believe it's on this channel and then be like, "Oh, I want it." So you got to follow Riley on TikTok.
When I hit the big milestones on YouTube, I'll do that on. That'll be like a bigger, like the last time I did like a $50 gift card.
David is asking about Saitama. This list was mostly Shonen Jump material, and One Punch Man is not Shonen Jump, right?
Yes,
I think. Well, it's Jump Giga, I think.
Well, it's on the app.
Jump Plus. And these are, I think, all of these were weekly.
Yeah, most of this list was weekly Shonen Jump, so that's why they didn't include him. But you know what? He's not there.
But also, we didn't make the list.
We didn't make the list.
Yeah.
I saw a Great Saiyaman was ticked off at what we were picking out. So here's the thing. Use the power of imagination. And let's, right now, because we're done with the list. There's no more. If you were to put Saitama in here with a little square, where would you place him?
Probably
F.
D.
He's not an interesting character.
Yeah, cool. You're strong, dude. Like, I'm sure your name will be brought up against Goku time and time again. But
somebody was asking earlier about Kenshin. He's missing from the list. If you had to place Kenshin Himura on this list, where would you place him?
F.
I'll be honest. Like Kenshin's really good. I'd say like maybe a B.
B is closing in on A.
Yeah, I think Kenshin's a solid character.
Yeah.
My favorite though is Sanosuke.
Oh, Sanosuke's the badass. Yeah.
I love when you're first introduced to him and he has the giant freaking guts sword.
Yeah.
And then like after the first battle he loses it and he just has his like double punch thing.
Did you used to do the double punch in your house, Riley?
Oh yeah.
I would do that.
Yeah, just go against like bah, bah, bah.
I'd be like, that wouldn't work. I would break my knuckles, but it's so badass that he would punch and then do the other punch like that.
Who's Sanosuke?
The headband wielding dude from Kenshin. His Vegeta, basically.
Okay.
Aoshi.
He's like a small antagonist at the beginning of the series that joins in for the rest.
I do like Aoshi and what was the other guy from the Shinsengumi?
The dude with the 2 swords.
Aoshi had the little dagger swords. I really like that guy. Saito is Vegeta. Yeah. Pretty much.
And Shishio was a really fantastic antagonist, both like design specifically. Shishio was incredible.
Mm-hmm. David, Dai couldn't be on this list.
You know what I was confused here. Shishio with is the dude that also wears bandages in Yuyu Hakusho in the final arc. I always like in my head they're like synonymous. I don't remember his name.
Yeah, they look very. What was it, Makoto? I think.
Like that. What about Saint Seiya characters? Where would you place them?
I don't know much about Saint Seiya. That was before
I
my
feel
time.
Seiya is a very standard hero. It's kind of like with Jonathan. It's very standard good. He has very nice motivations. Power of friendship is strong with him, but he's not the deepest or most interesting character. However, the other thing that's great about every character in the Saint Seiya title is all of their powers are earned. It's all very earned.
Makoto, and she is a girl, says Jesse. So speaking of, because Tyler is talking about the S tier, before we wrap up, any of the A tiers that you want to move to the S tier?
Move up literally everybody but Yusuke and throw Yusuke down an F just for my boy Tyler.
F A S S S S.
Amazing, fantastic. That's how we do it.
Perfect.
No,
now the list is complete.
I'm joking. Let's leave him here.
Oh, I wasn't joking.
I think. No, wait. Yeah. This guy goes back here. Same with this guy. Same with this guy. Do you think Ichigo could be an S tier protagonist?
The only reason I say no is because of the stupid power creep.
Gotcha. What about? I'll put Gon there.
Now let's make it theoretical double S tier, and Luffy will be the only one there, and Yusuke will still be an F tier, and we'll put Zoro in S just to bother people.
No one's asking about Beat from Beat the Vandal Buster though. Damn.
What about
Beat's not good enough love, man.
Yep.
You know what I found out about Beat the Vandal Buster the other day? Like I it's something where it's like I knew this, but I never thought about it. That series was on a hiatus for 10 years.
Yeah.
In Japan from 2006 to 2016 it was on hiatus. So I'm sitting here like, man, because there are a lot of people I've seen like on TikTok who are like, Hunter x Hunter is never coming back. It's never going. Like, dude, never say never, because that series was literally on hiatus for 10 ass years.
Yep.
10 whole years of nothing.
Wait, sorry, I wasn't paying
Beat the
attention.
Vandal Buster?
Beat?
Yeah, Beat the Vandal Buster.
Okay, gotcha.
It was semi big in the mid 2000s. I remember reading it at the library.
I don't remember anything about it. So
it's fantastic.
It's the same creators that did the Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai manga.
Yeah.
And it's the same. It's like it's very much RPG inspired. It's very much that type of thing. My favorite thing about the character is that he's like, what is it? He's active for 3 days and he passes out for 24 hours.
No, that's it. He fights for 3 days and then sleeps for an entire day. And like right off the bat, he gets yelled at for it. They're like, "What if somebody killed you while you were sleeping?" And as a kid, I was like, "I dare them to." He beat them up.
I'm fixing up this list, by the way. I think I moved this guy up here, and yeah. What do you think? Is this the final list?
Yeah, just Yusuke needs to be taken down a couple notches.
Yusuke not available.
Okay. And I love Yusuke. It's all fun and games.
No one's complaining in the chat about the lack of Hanamichi Sakuragi. My boy, slam dunk. That's S tier right there, baby.
And there's no Prince of Tennis. Where's the Prince of Tennis?
Why isn't there Prince of Tennis on here? Why isn't there Hikaru Nogo, guys?
All right.
What the hell?
Check this out. Check this out. Before we wrap up.
I know who he is, Tyler. Don't be that guy.
Before we wrap up, let me show you something.
The rest of the tier list, it's like 50 more characters.
Dude, there's a massive one. If we did that, we'd be here for 3 freaking hours.
24-hour stream.
Let me show you real quick.
24-hour marathon live stream, raising money for charity.
Like, look at this. All right, so here's a list. I'll share it one more time before we wrap up. Stop stream. Let me share with you this other list. Oh, shoot. Which one was it? Oh, all right. Look at this one. This is from some other dude. Weekly Shonen Jump Protagonists. Look at this list.
I
That's a
mean,
lot more.
at least we got Hanamichi. Hey, we got Senna from Ice Shield.
Boruto, because you know he's F tier.
Dude from Reborn. We got Dai.
Cobra.
This is the girl from.
You got Naruto and Naruto going head to head.
Someone didn't even try.
You got the girl from Burn the Witch, but not the other girl from Burn the Witch.
There's Kenshin for people asking earlier. There he is. So imagine us taking that picture and placing it on the other table list.
You got Captain Tsubasa in there.
You got the girl from Nisekoi.
I see the character from City Hunter.
Here's your boy from Slam Dunk.
That's my guy right there.
There's
Bobo. Oh, S tier. Bobo.
Bobo. Fist of the nose hair.
So we're gonna do this.
He gets B tier. No, he's B tier. B tier for Bobo.
For Bobo.
Yeah, but if you wanted S tier, he just pull out the qualities out of his head. It'd be.
Yeah. So that people don't get pissed, Dai is S tier. I'm gonna pull the ones that we didn't cover on the other table. Here's Prince of
Cobra.
Tennis.
I didn't know Cobra was SJ.
Yeah, man. Which is insane for how mature. Like just flipping through those issues I got today.
There's so many boobies.
It's literally on the cover of every issue. The way I presented it on my table was because it was all ass. Hold on, I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah, go get a volume of that. Cobra. Let's pull Cobra. Let's pull this guy from We Never Learn. Let's get. I don't know who this guy is. What else were the people mentioning in the chat?
All right.
Saint Seiya, but
all right. So this
there's
guy,
Alan from D Grayman is on there.
Yeah, here he is. So let's do this real quick. Where's the Slam Dunk? I saw him earlier.
I see. What's his name from Reborn is on there.
Reborn. All right. So I hope the chat is happy that we're doing this extra one just with these characters. Did I miss anybody? No,
don't forget Naruto Shippuden.
Naruto 2.
Naruto 1, Naruto 2, Naruto 3. All right, so
you even had what's his name from Muyo and Roji on there.
Look, Boruto's F tier. Cobra is D.
I haven't started, but Adonis said that he had watched the movie recently, so he would know more. I haven't started reading yet.
Oh, have you watched the movie, Gio?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's pretty interesting. But it's very 70s, 80s. Like all the ladies fall in love with him.
Look,
basically the idea he's just a normal desk job dude, and he wakes up one day, and does this thing where you get in a machine and it makes you live your fantasy, and his fantasy that he lives out is that he's this like action movie star, and then when he leaves, he's being chased by someone, and that person like holds him at gunpoint, and then he like points his hand, and all of a sudden a laser shoots out, and it turns out that like those were kind of memories from his subconscious of a life that he didn't remember he had, and he actually was Cobra the whole time.
The movie starts off, I don't know if it's before or after, but the movie starts off with someone hunting him down because he's worth like $1 million in whatever currency they use in space. And then he goes in, right? And then they go from there. So that aspect of the series isn't in the Space Adventure Cobra movie that I watched recently.
Look, I got more characters just so people don't get mad at us.
We got
Senseiya character. I'm gonna put him here. This is from iShield, right?
Yeah.
Let's do C on that.
Mo. I know. So glad you're here. You know, I got both Tanjiro and Luffy in S tier. These guys can vouch for me.
I'll show the list. I'm just doing this for the people complaining who did not get that it was a pre-made list and not our made-up list. Anybody else that you want to add from this bunch that we didn't add on the other one? Let's do the City Hunter dude.
Oh man,
this little twerp.
Is case closed from Weekly Shonen Jump?
I don't think so.
I think it's from Shonen Sunday.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty much the same list as the other one, except
except there's two Narutos.
Nisekoi.
There's two Narutos, yeah.
And two Gokus.
This is from the soccer manga. This is from Buso Renkin, right?
Yeah.
Let's do that because it has one of the best opening songs of all time.
And there's a dude from Black Cat.
This guy?
Yeah.
Black Cat. We covered all this. These two. Why not?
S tier.
S tier right there. Who's this?
Is that from Baki?
Is Baki Shonen Jump?
Baki wasn't Weekly Shonen Jump though.
All right. He wasn't, or he
was?
Oh,
the sumo one. There was a sumo one.
Yeah. Well, let's leave him there too. Blue Beetle right there.
I just saw that one earlier today. I'm pretty sure by Masami Kuramada, the same guy that did Saint Seiya. It was one of the series that he had preceding that one. It was basically like a Sentai type series.
Everything else we covered, I think. I don't know who this guy is, but let's throw him in here.
Can't even see.
That's this guy, that guy, and that guy. All right. So what we're gonna do now? Check this out. Check this shit out. All right. We're gonna add a row, right? Not available. We're gonna lower it, and this guy goes here because I don't know who he is. This guy goes here. He's tripping on LSD. This guy, I don't know who he is. I don't know who this guy is. Blue Beetle, I don't know. Sumo, don't care. These two are pretty emblematic for comedic series. I forget the names, but I know they're really popular in Japan. I'm gonna leave them there. This guy is gonna go here, D level. She stays there. She's not that interesting, to be honest. This guy is kind of a twerp.
Noelle is so much more interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Plus, I like brunettes more than blondes.
Sure.
Sorry, that slipped out of my mouth. Sorry.
Manga Jackie Chan.
I meant Manga Jackie Chan. That's hilarious.
Yeah, let's put him there. Busa Renkin dude is a D level. This guy stays an F. She's wholesome and a daughter of a Yakuza, so let's do B. This guy is a C level. These two stay here. And look, more S tiers for you guys so you don't complain. And that's it.
My guy, Hanamichi.
That's the.
It would have been so much better if that was Hanamichi with his pompadour, though.
Yes.
Let me show, for the people tuning in late, the other list, the original one that we worked hard at before people got angry about it. Here's the original one. Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. So that's Lameworks. Thank you for joining. That's our list. You can see the S tiers. I think you'll agree with them. And I forgot because all night people were asking, "Where's friggin' Kenshin Himura?" He's on the other one. So let's go back to this second list. Dude's right here. Where I saw him. Shoot! Now I lost him.
Didn't you pull him up already?
Kenshin. Where are you? I saw him. Here it is. Kenshin is a solid A right there, next to Jackie Chan. Bobobo, Saint Seiya, Nisekoi. These two are very sea level. This is all sea level for sure. Prince of Tennis. They made a move that was the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. So that to me moves it up to sea level. Cobra, let's leave him there. This guy, he's cute but kind of dumb. Let's do F. She's an F. So there you go. Now I think we covered everybody. So don't get mad.
Highlight me real quick, and then let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Because I'm okay. So look at all this TNA.
Oh, that's badass.
Like she basically I had to look twice. I thought she was just naked, and then straight up ass on this one.
Yeah, of course. That's why he's smiling.
Culture.
Same here.
Were those expensive to get, or?
Yeah, I need to get them now.
No, it was like I found the whole lot of 12 for I think I got it for $30 plus shipping.
Oh, that's not bad.
And I grabbed it because I'm trying to put together like a video or a series of videos about weekly Shonen Jump titles that were either not published, published before the Shonen Jump line started in the US in 2003, or that got canceled and stuff like that. Just basic, some variants and kind of unknown things. And so I wanted to grab these so I could talk about it. Look, she's like skiing.
Yeah,
cool.
She's got top half armor, bottom half thong.
No, okay.
The classic damsel in distress.
Yeah,
she's basically grabbing Cobra's butt.
And all the girls with different colored hair, they're all sisters. They're triplets. The blue hair, the purple hair, and
then this is the last issue.
Wow,
lovely.
It's like Nurse Joy.
I honestly, like, when I first looked at it, I couldn't tell. Like, I thought that it was a bodysuit. I thought it was a bodysuit. I thought it was like Samus, but wearing an orange bodysuit.
Yeah,
but it's not.
That could also be
looks
a
little
80s muscle dude. So
she looks sunburned though.
Well, this is getting demonetized.
Yay!
Speaking of monetization and wonderful wholesome content, you can get most of the Shonen Jump stuff if you go to our sponsor on this channel. That is, of course, InStockTrades.com, where you can get your omnibus, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, manga, all that fun stuff, up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that, sorry. And if you order $50 or more, you get free shipping. Wonderful packaging, fantastic customer service at InStockTrades.com, our wonderful sponsor here on Omnibros Live.
All right.
So we're wrapping it up. This has been a long, fun, hilarious episode. Hopefully you didn't get too mad. We covered everybody. Stop complaining. We got Dai. He's my boy, and he made it to an S tier. Just happened to be on a second table, but whatever. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. The chat has been wonderful. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. If you're watching this later, leave your comments down below. Which is your favorite Shonen Jump protagonist on your S tier list? Who is on that list? Let me know in that comment section. How do I find the Shonen manga on the site? On which site? On InStock Trades? They have a drop-down menu by publisher, and most of the Shonen Jump stuff comes from Viz Media anyway, so just search for Viz and you're gonna find most of them like that. So that is that. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Omnibus Collector, where can people find you on the internet when you're not doing this wonderful show with me?
On my channel, The Omnibus Collector, and on my TikTok, The Omnibus Collector, you can see me doing the things that I do. The upcoming projects for my channel, because I always like to touch on that stuff. I have a video where I'm going to be talking about all of the works of Hirohiko Araki, not just JoJo's, but all of his works outside of that. I've had a lot of books that I imported from Japan. I have one more book coming in, something that I didn't know existed, and so I needed to order it, and then I can start working on the rest of it.
Nice.
And then I'll have a video talking about discontinued Shonen Jump titles in the US, stuff like Gintama and Reborn and Beat the Vandal Buster. And I am also going to be doing a video, a catch-all how to start reading comics video that will lead into subsequent videos of how to start reading Spider-Man, Batman, X-Men, all that stuff. I was going to start with X-Men, but I figured let me just do a big video that leads
Not overall,
into the rest.
yeah. Gotcha. Nice. And Mango, how about yourself? What you got going on? Where can people find you?
You can find me over at a little channel that I run with one of my buddies. It's called Mango and the Champ. We kind of just sit around and talk. Recently, we posted a video of us playing Bloodborne and just chatting.
About popular culture and all that stuff.
Yeah. We have fun and we're still trying to find our groove. So dropping a like and a follow would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, guys.
Riley, you got a question here. Will you be covering Gorgeous Irene?
Yeah, I've got. Hold on, I'll go grab it.
Go get it. And as for me, you can find me on my channel at Week in Geekdom, where I talk about anime, comics, and manga, all that fun stuff. If you want to watch me talk for 2 hours straight about anime, I did a live stream yesterday where I went over the spring 2021 anime season. So subscribe if you can. Help a brother out. I'm trying to reach 3K before the end of the year. So let's see if we can make that happen. What is that? That's the Irene book? Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Gorgeous Irene compilation. There's a couple of different editions, but this one I believe has the most additional material. This is one of two like Iraqi short story compilation books. It has the Gorgeous Irene, BT the Wicked Boy, so I think that's the first BT story. Say Hi to Virginia, Poker Under Arms, and Outlaw Man. So these are like a lot of his earliest works in one collection here. And the book that I knew about but didn't remember that it existed is actually the BT the Wicked Boy collection that has the entirety of BT in under one cover. So that one I just ordered a copy from Japan. So hopefully in the next couple weeks it gets here, and then I can I've actually put more work and research into this video than I've done anything else. So I'm really hoping that it does well. Like I put a lot into my Ito video, but this is the amount of work that Chewy, what are you doing? The amount of work that I put into this one, it overshadows that one entirely, and I really hope that shows through whenever I do it. And I was really inspired yesterday by my personal favorite YouTuber to watch is a guy called Quentin Reviews, and he talks about all kinds of random things that are like nostalgic for me. And he put out honestly, he's the type of person that he could do a video on anything and I don't even have to give a crap about it, and I would watch it and love, because I love listening to him talk about stuff. And so he had a video, it was 3.5 hours I think, talking about Fred, like the old YouTube series.
Damn. I ran into that got suggested for me the other day. I was like, oh, that I'm gonna file that away for a day that I hated that.
I watched the whole thing yesterday.
Wow.
I watched all 3.5 hours, and I commented saying like, you're like, because he went into it like, I like don't understand Fred at all, I don't care about Fred at all, and like he watched literally everything and did all the research he needed to, and I was like, this made me more inspired to continue working on what I'm working on now, working on it harder than I have, and push more to be sure that this is as complete as I can get it. So not only have I been like putting the research and the money into completing this, because yes, I did get sponsored by Bai, and they sent me a lot of stuff from Japan, but I've spent a lot of my own money on this stuff as well. But also putting a lot of, what was the third aspect I was going to say? I put research into it, my time, I put my own money into it. I'm reading all these stories that I hadn't read before, and I reached out to Viz, like I'm reaching out to the publisher about stuff as well. So I'm trying to do like actually my due diligence on everything that I can with these topics.
You looked away just as you did it.
Yeah.
And Gio put up a graphic of there it is.
No, but I love your video, so I'm looking forward to it. David, yes, that's a wonderful sponsor. I've been buying from In-Stock Trade since 2016, I think, nonstop.
I just right now, I would say be patient and probably only buy new releases if you're in a rush. Like if you want your stuff to be, because the way that they do stuff is they have a separate team that processes new orders of new releases every Tuesday, and they have another team that processes older stuff. But they have inventory issues due to several different things. So a lot of times, if you order an older item, they'll find out they don't have it or that it's damaged or something, and then you'll wind up getting an email later that it's not there. So that's something they're working through, and it's since they have a large inventory, it's taking time. But for instance, I ordered the new books that came out. I got Power Pack Omnibus on Tuesday along with World of Black Hammer Volume 3, and it shipped yesterday, I think. So just order new things and it's going to go speedy.
There you go. Well, for real now. Lots of fake endings here. But for real now, Thank you everybody for tuning in. We got to go. Stay tuned for next Sunday for the Q&A and news show here on the channel. Thank you everybody for watching, liking, subscribing, all that fun stuff. We'll be back 2 weeks from now talking something about manga. Bye, everybody.
Tier list coming up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely. And Dai is still S tier.